All right, sounds good. Let me get it set up. All right, can everyone see this okay?
Mhm.
Okay, so this is my GardenNAP I created. This is the home page, and this is just a static image. And down here, I used the Zen Quotes API to just grab a random quote. So if I refresh the page, a new quote will pop up. And here I have a sign up and sign in. So this is just using the Django user model. So if I just create a quick sign up. It'll automatically sign up and sign me in. And then once I go over here, I can search for what plants I want to add to my plant list. And here I'm using a plant API called Flora Codex. So if I search kiwi, it'll return the plant kiwi and its picture from the plant API. And I can go to details for it here. And then I'm using a Wikipedia API to pull the summary of the plant using its scientific name. And then down here, I have the option to add it to my tracker list. So I do that. Oh, okay, something might have broke here. Hold up. Okay, yeah, then I get the notification that it got added. And so if I go in tracker, I can now see that I have kiwi waiting to be planted. And then say I already planted it or I don't want to plant it anymore, I can easily just delete it and then look for another one like strawberries. And then this will bring me, I didn't know there were this many types of strawberries, but here we go. And then just add a new one in there and add it to the list. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I have.
Awesome. That looks like a scary strawberry.
It's I've never tried it, so
So, what were the user models that you were using? Or not the
I
user models, but just the models in general?
I was using I have a plant model that's just tracking keeping track of the plant IDs
Mhm.
from the ones I want to have added to my list. And then that's the CRUD operations for that are just I'm deleting it, getting it, creating it,
Mhm.
and
Awesome.
that's pretty much it.
Thank you. Any questions for Hassan? No. Awesome. Thank you. Spencer, you're up next. Is Spencer here? He is not here at the moment. Okay, we'll come back to him. Sebastian?
Howdy, how's it going?
Hello.
All right. So I used Google Maps API as well. Can you guys see my screen?
Mhm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, home screen. I also wanted to limit the amount of API calls to this API because it has limited amount. So I did this. You must be signed in. But anyways, login looks a little bit better like this, but beggars can't be choosers. You can also create an account if you click this, have an account. So here's my test account. Basically what this does is it's a trip destination manager. So what you're gonna do is be able to create places you want to visit, and it'll display on the map. I have a little explore mode. This is where I'm not 100% done. I still need to add a second API call, and obviously polish it up a little bit. If you click explore mode, I'm going to have a different thing show up here, and it's going to like pull cool stuff at whatever location that you choose, right? So, but what we have so far is you have a wish list and trips. So the wish list is, this is the name of a wish list. You click it, it's going to pull up a little tab here, and it's going to have a list of locations, right? And this is a title, this is a description, this is like an expiration date when you want to do this by. And then it's going to have a list of locations here. So let's start with, you have two things, a wish list, which is a place where you would want to go on a trip, which I wanted to add some like destination or directions functionality and how like kind of calculate how long it's going to take to get you there. But that's really complicated and I'm gonna phase that out for right now. But you can click both these and you can see both. Boom, boom. They have a list of destinations on there. You can add one, create a wish list or trip. It's gonna modify the criteria. Both of these are CRUD. You can add title, description. Let's add one. Test. This is a nice trip. Don't have to have an expiration date. Submit it. You're gonna have to refresh it. I still have to deal with that. But there it is, test. You're gonna open it up. This is a nice trip. You can edit each one of these fields if you wanted to, or delete it up here. But for now, we're not gonna do that. So to add a destination, you're gonna click, sure, I wanna visit Washington, DC, and scroll down. It's gonna open up this tab with the chords that you just clicked on. Gonna create a destination. So we'll put in a title of visit the capital. We'll leave that. And you have to add where you want to add it to. So we'll put test there. Submit. You're going to refresh, test. It's going to have number one, visit the capital. One cool thing that I added is when you click on each one of these destinations, you can edit them as well. I still have to make this pretty, but you can edit like the order that they appear in. But you can edit the title and description of it. This is a description. And you have to refresh, obviously, because I still messed that up. And this right here, this is a description that I added. But one cool thing is when you click one of them, it automatically recenters the map on said location that you clicked on with the default zoom level that you have. I believe that's it. Any questions?
That's awesome. No questions for me. I think you covered it all.
I've got a
Looks like
question real quick. What API did you use for your map?
Google Map API.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's a lot of parsing through the docs, which are not super friendly.
Yeah.
They are friendly, just not to new developers.
Awesome. Any other questions? No. Thank you so much. That's great. Awesome. Who's next? Joseph Aubrey. Are you ready? Awesome.
Right, can you guys see my screen?
Mhm.
All right. So I also did a road trip app, just like Spencer. It's kind of cool though. He got a lot of the CRUD functionality working, which I didn't have time to because I was messing around with the functionality. Right now I just have the app user. So this is my homepage. I spent way too much time styling this. I kind of got stuck with that. But we can go to sign up. I'll just make something. And when submit, I should be able to do that here. It's gonna bring us home. Didn't like that. I'll just use one of my other ones. And then you can tell we're logged in because we get a different nav bar, which gives us access to the explore page and a log out button. And on the explore page, I have a Google Maps API. And these things right here are called combo boxes, which are really cool because it auto completes a lot of stuff. So if I want to go from San Diego, it'll auto complete it here. And I can click on it and it'll pan to it and give me a marker. And if I wanted to travel to New York, it'll give me a second marker over here in New York, and I can get directions. That'll give me directions here with distance and duration. The other part that I was trying to get to work was a nearby search function that I was working on last night that I couldn't get to function properly. But what that would do is hopefully give you nearby searches of national parks you're driving through. So I don't see any here. Yeah, so like this national forest, if you're driving through here, it would give you a little tree icon right here and you can click on it and get some information. But I couldn't get my National Park Services API to work. And then the only other functionality that I didn't get to work that I wanted to is to be able to save a trip under the user profile. But other than that, that's it.
Awesome. So right now you're the Google API is the main one.
I also used Radar API just to have two, which just gives me the location and lat long. But yeah, the National Parks API was the other one I wanted to use.
Cool. Was this on the Explore tab or was this home?
Yeah, this is on the Explore tab.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can go back home and I can click log out and logs me out.
Awesome. And what do your models look like for this?
It's just the abstract user, the user model right now.
Mm.
I didn't get around to making the user profile page and any other models to save the trip data to
Mhm.
display it to them.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yep. How do I?
Benjamin, you're next.
All right, so let me just get this over yonder. Oh, whoa, cool. Okay. All right, so we're gonna pretend like I know how to style things, but I don't. So I made a mock trading app. So you can sign up and your comes in and here's your account user. This is your home. This is your sign out. Sorry, let me move you guys over here. Here we have a, this is where you should get all of your financial advice. Wall Street Bets top 50 tickers of the day mentions. This is just your balance that you get and to play with. And when you buy stuff, it comes down here and you search over here. So because I've been messing around with this, I'm just going to sign into an account that's already been going for a while. And so you get, so this updates your total value of your account. And I should rename this, but this is the amount left that you have to spend in the funds that you got. Symbol, your purchase date, share purchase price. So this is the price per share that you bought at, the quantity, the total price, and today's current market value. Now, I definitely learned that up-to-date financial information, a lot of APIs want to charge you money. Apparently the information is like valuable or something. But I found this API 12 data or something where I get 8 a minute. for free. And so, oh man, so then, yeah, you have the sell option. So there's Tesla, and they're not doing real good. So we're just gonna sell the entire position, and now they're gone. And so there's that. Or if you just want to sell, oh, let me go back home. So yeah, so we're gonna sell, and if you just want to sell a portion of what you have, so let's say that we want to sell like 25 shares of NVIDIA. So just go over here and we'll sell 25 of those. Cool. And so now we have 25 shares of NVIDIA, updates the purchase price and the current market value. And maybe we just want to close that entire position. And so let's search a stock. I don't know what this symbol is. I don't even know if it exists, but let's see if it exists. No, R does not exist. Here's one. This is Graco, I believe. So we'll go here. So you get the stock information as well as the company logo. This is a different API called Stock News API, and it has the 2 most recent stories on the stock come up, and then we can buy. Maybe we want 50 shares of that. And so now we have 50 shares of that. And when you click, I don't know, I guess we can go to Tesla. I don't know. And so when you click on these stories, it just takes you to the website that the story is on. And that's what I got.
Awesome. This looks really fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. Does anyone have any questions? No? Awesome. And do you have plans for it for the future?
Oh, yeah, totally. So my real goal when I started this is that I also wanted to include options and cryptocurrency in that you could also search for, and they are in the API that I have, but it's a different section of the API that I didn't get to. And so I did want to add that, and I also wanted to add, like, for like every user, like what I wanted to do was like create like a page of like whose account is like leading in total value. And sorry. But yeah, those are things I definitely didn't get to.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It looks great. Who's up next? Cameron.
You see it?
We can, your voice is very far.
What about now?
Perfect.
Okay, cool. All right, so this is the home screen, and this first API is the NASA Astronomy Photo of the Day API. So we can go through, and this is today's photo. And using the advanced Python scheduler library, I made it so the API gets called automatically every day. So yeah, it gets called every day. And if you're interested in like a photo, you can just click on it. And the API like provides a little explanation about like what the photo is about. And then I have a few different categories. I'm a pretty big astronomy nerd, so we'll go into our solar system. And every page either has like a model or a video. So this one has a model. You can kind of just like play around, zoom in on stuff. And then if you go down, there's the category pages have like a little explanation. And then the subtopics also have like their own stuff. So this one's planets. And we'll just choose this. And then my second API used the solar system data API, which provided me with data on each planet, which I turned into like a little fun facts thing. And then all the articles I wrote myself. And if you're interested in something, I provided like small resources that you can like go learn more about. Also, I provide a bibliography page, so I cite all my sources. The rest of them are pretty much the same. And to save time, I'm just going to continue on to the community page. So for community, you can add a post, you can take an image URL and add it in. And then you can like and comment stuff, but you have to be logged in. So we can just create a new account real quick. And when you sign up, it takes you to a little like user dashboard, and you can, add some information about yourself. And then you can like choose your favorite planet. And later on, I want to add some more stuff to this. And once you do that, you can go back here and you can like or comment. And if you like once and then like again, it'll just unlike it. And then if you're interested in like what somebody posted, you can like click and you can see, hey, who this is, some information about themselves. And you can comment about it. You're like, oh, cool. And just add a new comment. And you can delete, like, whatever. And really, that's pretty much it. Not a whole lot to this.
Awesome.
Yeah. Any questions?
I don't, yeah.
Sorry, was it your API that was allowing you to like click and rotate around on those planets and stuff, or what was the functionality behind that?
Oh, that was
So-
the question, actually, yeah.
So this is from what's the website? Sketchfab, that's it. So Sketchfab has a lot of 3D models. And I just kind of borrowed them using an embedded iframe. And then some other ones, like a lot of the planet ones, just came from the solar system NASA.gov website. They're a lot of fun to play around with, honestly.
That's super cool. Are you gonna deploy this?
I'm working on it. I've been running into some errors. So
Mhm.
once I get them fixed, they'll be deployed, hopefully within the next day or two.
Awesome. Yeah, if any of you would deploy your website too, you guys should share them so we can play around with them.
Any more questions? All right, nice.
Oh, this looks great. Thank you. So Jaden, you're next.
Of course, that's after that I have to go next. All right. Let me try to that was awesome. Okay. Let me move your guys' face off of that. All right. So this is a workout tracker to track your workouts per week, muscle groups and exercises you're wanting to do. Right off the bat, you got a login page or new. So you have to be able to like put all your information and verify the password. If it's all good, you will be let in. But say it's not good, you get an error saying, hey, make sure your password matches. I already have a lot of accounts, so I'm just going to continue with sign in. So I'll do a test one real quick to show you what it's like when you don't have an exercise plan. So it right off the bat tells you, hey, no exercise plan made, and errors because my password's weak. It doesn't populate anything. And so if you go to workouts, if you get the thing where it says new exercise again, no exercise plan, you create it, And then when you refresh, it populates everything. Starting and it just kind of some spoof stuff I've made right off the bat for new users. So sign out again, does it again. So let's log into someone that has a little more information. So if you had history and you've logged in before, this was one thing gave me the most headache, not the carousel itself, but I was trying to populate it just for the day of the week. So if it was Monday, I wanted to populate what muscle groups you were working on Monday. Come to find out, those APIs are pretty weird when it came to React. There's some JavaScript stuff, but it was conflicting with React on like .day wasn't working pretty much. And so I kind of just scrapped it. I have a carousel of all your days of the week. And if there's no days, it'll just tell you it's a rest day. And this is just the landing page. This is an API I have of quotes. Good quotes this time, so we're good on that. And then you can go to your workouts, kind of showed you before. You have some functionality of like, oh, I want, abdominals, your abductors. You can add, delete. I have some where you delete automatically, but this I kind of like the idea of like, oh, I'll just click which one I want to delete. If I wanted to add one, and I can delete real time as well. And then go like that, save changes. I forget what day I just clicked, so it was Monday, and it saves it. That's just kind of your plans, exercises. This is another one of my APIs. It's going to pop up under new exercises. So say I want to search for, you can search it and it'll pull up if there's any of those. If not, then you can do that. It'll pop up to see if you have any saved, so you don't resave stuff you already have. And then this is an API that's pulling some ideas if you want to, oh, this one's cool. If not, you can manually add your exercise. If this API is pretty small, so it didn't have a lot of choices, so you're able to add it. And if you add, we'll go ahead and do that. We're gonna do a lot of reps, and we're gonna do an limited, here we go, and it updates it real time. Same thing with deleting, so that you can kind of keep track of it all. And say that you want to see your other stuff, it's gonna, so if you have that, go to your workouts, well, let's add, guess I don't have it under here, but you can add here, and if you had any workouts there, it would populate whatever you have, that user has saved of exercises for forearms. It'll already populate since it's in the database. So you can pick and choose whatever. If you don't have any input, it just will tell you it's a rest day. And I also have functionality of kind of PRs, so that if you kind of are happy with some of your exercises, you can log it, and you're just able to log whatever you're wanting to log. Yeah, that's pretty much my workout app. The things I ran into the most was the days of the week I want to really implement, where it just populates what you have for that day, kind of just as a nice little tab, so that as soon as you log in, you kind of know what you're doing. You don't have to go through all of this. And then the second thing is just some error handling. I'd like to have a little more errors pop up if things weren't happening. If you sign out, it also changes. These will pop up when you sign out. So little things like that, where it will not let you do certain things logged in, or permissions and stuff. So I'd like to implement those later on.
Awesome. This looks great. Any questions for Jaden? Thank you so much. Awesome. Kevin, you're up next.
Okay, now can everyone see the screen and hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So this is my DM assist website. Here to simplify planning and running your Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition adventures. So we can start by creating an account. Let's go code platoon. Code platoon at code platoon. That's too long. At email.com. Is the least secure password in history, but it's okay. So we are now logged in. Welcome Code Platoon. I have a nice little treasure generator here for your dungeon master to get ready for a little treasure trove. You can click the items and get the rules and instructions on how they would be used in the game. We have something similar with spells. You can generate a random spell by level. You can generate an entire spell book to get an NPC ready to go, and then has the same functionality for clicking spells to get the rules and instructions, how to use them and all that. I also have some story prompts here. This one uses the Noun Project API. What's not working? There we go. So these can be little story hooks to help kickstart your imagination, your muse, if you will. And yeah, you can turn them into little story hooks. They could become a character, an event, a location in the story. And yeah, that's pretty much the Dungeon Master Assist website for you.
Awesome.
Mhm.
What are your crediting resources? How are you?
So these are API calls. These are actually several API calls each, because it has to make one call to select a spell randomly,
Mhm.
and a separate API call to get the data, the details. All the D&D ones work like that. The story prompts works. It has to make a front end call to my back end to get its secret keys to call the Noun Project API and then push it all back.
Mhm.
And then for models, I'm just using where are my models? Just for user accounts.
Cool.
Mhm.
Awesome. Any questions for Kevin?
Then you can log out, and yeah, it's calling you a stranger again.
Nice.
Mhm.
That's super cool. Thank you. Awesome. Jacob, you're up next.
Hey. Can everybody hear me?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yes.
great. So you get to the site and it'll pull your location. I'm using a VPN, so it's going somewhere in Germany, but so that's fine. But we can go ahead and sign up. And it's not too crazy, but I was trying to do basically 2 passwords for authentication, and it works most of the time. And also with sign up, it auto logs you in. And with signing in, you can do the email or the username, but it's just based off the special character @ So if the user decided to put like an @ symbol in their username, it wouldn't necessarily throw it off, but it might throw off the login. So that's, I mean, it was just a simple like @ check. So you log in. If you click your profile, this is something that I was working on, didn't get around to finishing, but it's like creating a list for like a personal creation list that'll save locations. My site is basically a Yelp-ish clone, but it like I had to change it a little bit because I was going to do like reviews and collect from multiple APIs, but it turns out they don't like that.
because the review data is their basically their special information, and so they don't want you to like combine and aggregate information like that. But if you search without a search term, it'll pull up just the most recommended in your area. It does it in a list of 20. So if you scroll down, it'll give you your 20 top. And the first one is pre-selected. So it gives you a little more information and a review. And also, I was kind of annoyed, they won't give you the full review, and they won't like allow you to pick which reviews you want. You can only get like the 3 reviews that they'll give you. And then over on the right, we have the map. The first 10 on the map are populated, and the one selected is blue. So if you go over and you click another one, it'll change the selection and then also the marker on the map. I was thinking of doing pop-ups on the map, so like if you click a marker, it'll pop up and maybe even change the selection. I didn't get to it. And if you're logged in, you get this add to list. So this is actually all static right now, but essentially it would populate from your list that you've created, and you could add it to your list. And so this would get saved, but I had to kind of stop on that because they also don't want you to save any information for longer than like 8 hours. So just to stop that, I didn't. I decided not to save any of that for now. So yeah, if you click home, we go back home. If you type in nonsense, it'll still go to the location, but it won't pop anything. I'm basically going to just put like a static test saying you need to change your search. You can update your search while you're in, but if it's the same location, because basically I have the map component based off of latitude and longitude change. So if it's the same location, it won't add the markers, but if you start clicking, it'll add them as it goes. Well, yeah, and so if the marker doesn't change if the location doesn't change, but if you change locations, it'll go ahead and refresh everything like it's supposed to. One thing is that I was having trouble with it when if you try to go just to the search page at first, because you don't have to be logged in to go to search page. So like a refresh, I decided it'll just kick you to the home screen and you can restart your search. But logging out, going to a search, you still get all the same functionality, but you don't have access to the list, like adding a business or whatever, a place to your list. And that is essentially it. What I was working on, but had to make several changes when I was reading basically like terms of service, is that they didn't want me to save certain stuff, so it kind of messed with my my models. But yeah, that's
how are they tracking them?
yeah, well, they're tracking because I don't know if they're necessarily tracking, but if they found out that I was using their calls and then and they found my application, they could take me for all I'm worth. But they allow you to save one part of it, so you can make another API call based off that ID. But at that point, you might as well just do a whole nother API call. So
That makes sense.
yeah, and then even they could actually still be upset with my site because they have certain criteria for displays and like how you're supposed to do it. But I would just chop it up to I'm a novice and can't do UI and see if that saves me. But they have like criteria for how this is supposed to be displayed and stuff like that. But that was after I had already dove into it, so I was a little upset with the information they gave me and then all the rules around it.
Yeah.
But that's
I think typically they only care when you're using your app to make money.
Yeah, for
That's
somebody
when
else.
they
so,
actually come after you.
Yeah.
Awesome. What do your models look like?
So I had well, so as the abstract user, I didn't create it, but like just I could create a delete button for
Mhm.
deleting it. And then I have the create list. So if you go to the profile, like it'll create a list and you can't see it, but this nice little button right here pushes it to the console, your list. I hadn't gotten around to displaying it, and there's another one down here to delete it. And then same with adding play. I did have it to add places to that list, but then I found out they don't like that, so I stopped that.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Any questions for Jacob?
Oh, did they send you a letter or an email?
No, they didn't send me anything. I was just look, I was trying to because I read something that says that you can't use because I was using Google reviews as well, and then I was reading something like you're not supposed to do that, and so then I took a quick glance at the terms of service, and they yeah, basically yeah, they didn't say anything, but if I put this publicly and then like advertised it, then it becomes more of a problem.
Yeah, that makes sense. Awesome. Thank you, Jacob. Michael, are you ready?
No, I'm not ready, but yes, I will present.
Okay.
Let me get my screen set up here. Okay. So it's going to be really quick. I've been having a really hard time with it. So pretty much it's really basic. I couldn't get the pictures to populate from the API, so I'm using static picture. I have the sign in, the sign up. The sign up works. You can type in. Sign up real quick. If you type anything that's less than 8 characters, it should yell at you. Yep. You're signed up. So if we go over to sign in, and everything stopped working.
I think you just have to dismiss the alert at the top.
Gotcha. Oh, I already got those. Okay, and it goes to login. 3, even do it like 3. Sign in. And what is it doing now?
It knows you're presenting.
That's it. That's the best time to have it stop. Just restart here. Oh, logged me in. So there's not much said. I've been having a hard time. I tried to get a nav bar to work, but it kept crashing everything. I tried to get pictures to go up there. I do have it to where finally the API would actually render the name. So anytime you'd redo it, it would give you a new hello name for the APIs. So you still got home, you still got update, which doesn't do anything at the moment.
I still couldn't get that connected to anything, but it updates nothing. But you can still update it. And then you can go home and then you can still log out. So it's a lot of work in progress. Mhm.
Thank you. Did you want to talk about what the application is going to be?
So I was trying to make it to where it was a pretty much like a stockbroker game to where you just on a galactic market, you'd be trading back and forth, and we would be using old data from old stock market data, so that's free, so it's easy to grab instead of new data, which it costs, or they only allow you so many. So I was gonna use that in combination with the Rick and Morty, two APIs combined, so you would be trading stocks. But again, everything kept crashing on me.
Yeah. It's a great idea. Yeah, we'll work through the errors. Awesome. Thank you so much. Destin, you're up next.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Yeah, good morning.
Just share my screen real quick. So my project, the original goal was to pull a bunch of case law data and be able to have users provide definitions for important words in those cases. Pulling the specific sort of legal words is a bigger data science project than I had originally accounted for, so it's something I need to work on later. But I was able to get a working kind of version 1 based on some random words. So here's logging in. That brings you to like a user homepage that sort of explains some of the reason why this website will eventually exist and what the future of it is. It also gives you a list of the words that you have defined in the past. If you click here to submit some definitions, it pulls a word from a random word API and then also gives you a definition from the Oxford Dictionary API. That gives you kind of a starting point to go from. Some of the legal words of the future will be fairly complex, so I wanted there to be kind of a baseline. And then so manually, sort of shaggy or unkempt. And then we can go here and see that that's our new sort of definition. Here's a user page that has your information, job title. In the future, I want to be able to capture education levels so that I can kind of track that data as well. Sorry, I lost my Zoom page there. And then I will share again and show you some of the models. You guys have the VS Code, Zainab?
Yeah, could you make it a little bigger though?
So let me try. I just got a new screen, so.
You can try Command plus or Control plus. Yeah, Command plus.
You
There we go.
know, and then here are some models. So here's my app user information with education level choices, again, to collect data and try to see trends along. Like if you're a lawyer, obviously you're going to have a different understanding of what certain legal terms mean than if you're, a high school graduate. And that's, I think, is an important thing for us to capture. Here is each random word that's being pulled from the random words API is being stored as its own object. And then each definition that has a word associated with it and a user associated with it.
Awesome.
Is there anything else in the code base that you want to look at?
No, I think that's mostly it. Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Any questions? No? All right. Sid, you're up next.
Okay. Can everyone hear me?
Mhm.
Hello. So I repurposed my personal project to kind of showcase everything I've been doing kind of on the side or trying to do on the side. So it's more or less a portfolio of some of the projects, and it also includes notes. So the model and CRUD is pretty much just some of the data science projects that I've done in the last couple weeks. There's a few notes, and this is pretty much my CRUD and my models. And then they go to my GitHub, where it actually showcases the different models and the different the difference between machine learning and deep learning. I made this little chart. I didn't make a good enough animation that I was happy with, so I just kind of am using this so everyone can kind of see. So I wanted to showcase a few projects I worked on. I just couldn't quite get them onto my page the way I wanted it, so I just pulled it from Google Colab, which is like Jupyter Notebook. So this one takes images from a fashion data set, and you have like t-shirts, trousers, pullovers, dress coats, sandal shirts, sneakers, bag and ankle boot, and then you can kind of see an image. This has been modified. They're all grayscale images. And then this is where the model basically, you build a model and then you train it. And then this is what I did. And talk forever about this, I guess. So this is considered a computer vision. It falls under, so you have artificial intelligence here, and then you have machine learning that falls inside of that. And then you have artificial neural networks. And then within that, you have CNNs, which are convolutional neural networks. And that's one aspect of computer vision. Basically, you take a bunch of images as your data set and figure out a way to mathematically show that image and have the computer, have the model understand strictly from a mathematical sense how that image is rendered, and it looks for patterns. And so it's able to identify different images and then tries to guess. So when I finished running my model, it had a 91% accuracy, but it doesn't get everything correct. So if, for example, this one, it's a dress, but it guessed that it was a coat. So this is one such instance, one project. Here's another project. This is also computer vision. This I just wanted to show. This data set includes, it's, I believe, vehicles and animals. And the challenge with computer vision is that if you flip your image or you rotate it, it gets really difficult for the model to recognize. I mean, for us, it's easy to understand that, you know, it's the same thing. So that's something that convolutional networks try to do, is look for local patterns so that even if it moves around, these are really blurry pictures, but this is supposed to be a truck, that it's still a truck. So that's kind of the challenge that comes with that. Here are pictures of some dogs and cats, better quality. And then I had the model run through the cats and dogs, and it was like a 60% accuracy. And then I tried it with a pre-trained model. So you can build your own, or you can do a pre-trained. So there's one that Google has. That's really good. And it came out, I think it was like 97% accurate, which, you know, it's Google, so you'd expect that. Not to take up too much more time. This last one I wanted to share because I really wanted to get this done before the presentations. So this looks at what are called recurrent neural networks. Basically, CNNs look at static images, whereas recurrent neural networks look at anything from text to sound to video. This is kind of where you get deep fakes and some of the games that they've gotten models to play. So I taught my model, I used Shakespeare. I found a bunch of Hallmark movie scripts and I really wanted it to write a Hallmark movie for the holidays for you guys, but I did not get it done in time, but it did generate some god-awful Shakespeare at the bottom. And then, so I used 2 APIs for the backend. And so I tried to incorporate something else for the front end. So I used the Open API, the Dolly image generator, and then it just takes a minute, but it should give us an image. So it'll load. There we go. So this is painting of a fox sitting in the style of Claude Monet. And that's pretty much it.
That's awesome.
I'm hoping to build on it.
I see you have
Sorry.
like, edit and delete buttons.
Oh yes. So I can just delete and then edit, just edit down here. I pretty much just added this to meet the requirements. I still need to clean it up and move things around, but yeah, this is what I have so far.
So, it looks like you're logged in already, right? Is the login?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's awesome. Super cool. I need to learn all the all of the AI stuff. I don't know if I ever will, but I know now who to come to. But yeah, any questions for Sid? No? All right. You hiring. Yeah, that was great. Thank you so much. We've been at this for an hour, so let's maybe take a little 10-minute break again. Come back at 11 and continue the presentations.